So, you're thinking about teaching a language in New Zealand. That's awesome. But you're probably wondering, what does it really take? Do you need to spend years and years at university? We're going to break down all the options for you in this explainer so you can figure out the absolute best path for you. Let's dive in. Okay, this is the big one, right? The first question on everyone's mind. The idea of a master's degree. Well, it can feel like this huge wall, especially for talented people who are fluent in another language and just have a passion for teaching. It's a really common assumption that you need that high-level qualification to even get a foot in the door. But is that really the case? What if there's another way? You know, a path that's all about practical, hands-on skills that gets you into the classroom and making a difference way faster. That's exactly what we're going to explore today. We've basically mapped out 4 main routes you can take to become a qualified language teacher here in New Zealand. So think of this as your personal roadmap to a pretty exciting new career. All right, here are the 4 main pathways we'll be looking at. First, you've got the Master of TESOL. That's for teaching English to speakers of other languages. Then there's the TESOL Graduate Diploma, which is a fantastic option for career changers. Third, a short TESOL certificate, just to get a feel for teaching. And finally, a super practical 20-week program that's all about fast-tracking you into the classroom. Okay, let's kick things off with the more traditional paths. These are the qualifications you've probably heard of before, and for good reason. They are really powerful choices if you have specific long-term career goals in mind. Right, so the Master of TESOL, think of this as the absolute top tier of academic training in this field. It takes about a year, maybe a year and a half, and it's perfect if you see yourself working at a university, maybe developing curriculum or doing research. It's a really deep dive into linguistics and theory. The Graduate Diploma, on the other hand, is practically built for professionals who already have a degree but are looking to make a switch. In just 6 to 12 months, it really zeroes in on teaching methods and classroom management. It gets you ready for a brand new career with a solid, well-respected qualification. So what about those short courses? Well, they're an excellent starting point. If you're just curious, kind of thinking, is teaching even for me? Or maybe you just want to do some online tutoring on the side. A short course is perfect. It gives you the basics. But, and this is a really crucial point, they often aren't enough on their own if you're aiming for a full-time teaching job in a formal language school. All right, now for the option that's a bit of a hidden gem. This is a super effective route that a lot of people just don't know about, and it could be the perfect fit if your main goal is to get into a classroom and start teaching fast. Seriously, this is the qualification that so many aspiring teachers completely overlook, but is a total game changer. And why is that? Well, it's because it was designed with a totally different goal in mind, to get you teaching confidently, with real, practical skills, and to do it quickly. Yep, just 20 weeks. We're not talking about a long, theory-heavy course. This is an intensive, full-time program. The entire focus is on building tangible, hands-on skills that you'll use in a real classroom from your very first day. It's all about practice, not just theory. And here's the real kicker. The flexibility is incredible. These programs don't just train you to be an English teacher, they prepare you to be a language teacher. You could teach English, sure. Or, if you're a native or fluent speaker, you could get qualified to teach Chinese, Japanese, Korean, or your own native language. This is a massive opportunity for multilingual people to share their skills and their culture. So, what do you actually learn in those 20 weeks? Well, you master the skills you're going to use every single day. Things like crafting engaging lesson plans, the finer points of teaching pronunciation, and you get tons of actual practice in a classroom setting. Plus, you learn the crucial skills of communicating across cultures. The whole thing is designed for real-world teaching. Okay, so you've got the skills, but where can they take you? Let's talk about the kinds of career opportunities this practical qualification really opens up. The great thing is, the opportunities are really diverse. You could become a teacher in a private language school, an instructor for a community language program, a professional online tutor, or even an adult education trainer. And like we said, it is the perfect pathway if you want to become a qualified teacher of your own native language. It's a fantastic way to preserve and share your culture with a whole new group of learners. All right, we've covered a lot of ground. So, how do you choose? It all comes down to one thing, really: matching the qualification directly to your personal career goal. Let's try and make that choice super simple. Let's break it down nice and simple. If you're aiming for a long-term academic career, the Master of TESOL is your path. No question. For career changers who already have a degree and want a solid professional qualification, the Graduate Diploma is a fantastic choice. If you just want to dip your toes in, maybe do some part-time tutoring, a short TESOL course is perfect. But if you want fast, practical training with the flexibility to teach English or even your own language, that 20-week program is absolutely the one to look at. So, the map is all laid out for you. You've seen the 4 main pathways, and you know where each one leads. The only question left now is about your journey. We've looked at all the different pathways, from the academic heights of a master's degree all the way to the practical speed of a 20-week program. But now, it really just comes down to you. Forget the qualifications for just a second, and think about your passion, your skills, and the connection you want to build with your students. And then ask yourself, which language will you teach?